Right then, we should be live. Just give me a second. Alright then, for some reason it's bugging up. Never mind. Alright then, let's just get cracking then. Yeah, for some reason it's not working. I'm not too sure why. But anyway, let's get cracking now. Oops, shit, sorry about that. Yeah, so what's going on, champs? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm having a bit of issues with like the camera. For some reason the camera should be right over here, but it's decided to play up a little bit and not want to actually behave. I'll have to figure that out tomorrow before I actually sort it out, but never mind. Anyway, so let's get cracking with crypto. First, we want to touch base on dollar index. Something that I actually posted on Twitter in regards to a few things, really. The first one I actually want to share with Easy. This was in regards to this. Don't have that ugly man's face in there. Where was it? That. So scanning the dollar index, and this was on the 10th, which was yesterday. Well, 2 days ago, actually. In regards to a Dragonfly Doji. I'm just gonna actually just share this as well. So, what is the Dragonfly Doji? It's basically this candle over here. So what you want to look at is a long line over here and a small body close to open and close price, and you got a gravestone doji, a long body down there, and a small body and close over here. Okay, and that's the two things as well. And well, we're gonna focus on the Dragonfly Doji. The reason why is if I open up dollar index, go onto the daily. I'm not a candle guy. All right, I'm just not a candle guy, but it's starting to slowly show this as well. So if I just close this there, this candlestick over here looks pretty much a copy and paste of this, really, isn't it? Looks a lot like it as well. There's like a Jesus cross in it, kind of thing. I don't mean it in an offensive way, but you know what I mean. Small little head there, flat body over there, long leg on the downside as well. It looks a bit like a dragonfly. And yeah, small body. Let me zoom into it here. Small body over here, small head, and a long leg over here. So what does that mean though? That's the key thing. What does it mean? So the next slide I want to show you on this one is this. A Dragonfly Doji is a type of candlestick pattern that can be a signal, that can signal a potential reversal in price to the downside or upside depending on past price action. So for example, go back onto this. If the price action is working our way down, and you get a Dragonfly Doji, it signals a possible reversal. So we're looking for higher highs, higher lows to the up move, and the same goes on the downside. So if we are going up, we get a Dragonfly Doji, and looking for a reversal. I mean, now I'm not much I'm gonna state again. Jesus Christ. I'm too poor. I can't even afford freaking pro anyway. Anyway, regardless, fuck that. It's a waste of time, waste of money. I don't really use the whole thing, so whatever. So when it comes to this as well as a price action, what I was looking for is a close below here will signify that we are making a clean smash below, and you retest into this area here, potentially into this order block there, break down below here, especially when we lose this low. That will give us our confirmation for lower prices on the dollar index. And that's the case if dollar goes down. So if Dixie goes down, you're expecting SPX and Euro to go in the opposite direction. So it will go up. And if the SPX goes up, BTC tends to follow to the upside as it is. So it's pretty much inversely proportionate to one another. That's all it is, okay? So if we are actually if this is correct, how do we actually play this as well? So as you can see, before we carry on, I'm just talking about the dollar index before we actually touch base on Bitcoin. Don't want to spend too much time on this as well, but you got higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then we got this Dragonfly Doji right over here. So now we're looking for a confirmation to close below here. There's a lot of work to be done. That's the fact, right? It is it is September. September tends to be bearish on Bitcoin, but weirdly enough, I'm actually looking quite on the bullish side as well. But we'll work out the plans itself. So what I'm looking for going into tomorrow, for me to be able to day trade this and whatnot, is starting to show me from a price action point of view. If I highlight this, this is what I call a bearish order block. The last up candles in the market back down, and you can see resistance. This is invalidation over here. Once we lose, we find a support over here. Once we get back down below here, continuation of bearish market structure, we should come into here, take out the liquidity, fill out the fair value gap there, liquidity, and potentially over here as well. Then we'll see what happens there. So I think we bounce off here, to be honest, right there. Bit of an SR point of view as well. So that'll be like target 1, and this would be target 2 as well. So downside itself, and then I mean, like, well, the reason why I use this as an SR, this bit over here, you got resistance, resistance. Do a deviation, we get back up, shows us higher highs, runs down the lows there, steps back in a support, and it runs up higher. And now that to me is a pivot. The price can actually bounce off it, all above it. We'll see what happens, but looking to get down and sell off a lot more lower. That's what it is on the dollar index there. If I draw up my ranges there, just to give a recap there, what I've got here is January's range. Let me just, there we go. January's high, January's low, whoopsie daisy, January's low over here, deviation, 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 deviation of the mid-range, get back here, deviation, still within this range bound environment. So, I mean, all I'm looking for is this red line here is the yearly open. Once we can get back below the yearly open, then I can say, yep, the deviation of the mid-range is back in, back down to range low, loses level there, look for lower prices, and we'll work our way down. So we'll see how that goes, right? SPX, the reason why I'm leaning on bullish as well on the SPX, this green line over here, I'm not going to go too in depth into this as well. This is not like a traditional market kind of play. This is just strictly looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, but I'm using dollar index as a barometer, and then I'll go in depth on dollar and on Bitcoin really as well. So this green line here is the quarterly open. We've done the deviation. We're finding support over here. As long as we hold above it, show me bullish price action, we should run into target 1, target 2, potentially into here 45942. So these are the areas of targets I'm looking for when it comes to longs onto SPX. Where am I wrong? If we get down below the quarterly open, lose this low there, that signifies shorts to go down, literally go down to 4351, which is, I believe, last week's is a weekly range high, last week's high, last week's low. That's the deviation done. It's giving me lower lows, lower highs. This will give me a confirmation of lower lows. Look for lower highs, sell off down to make new lower lows, potentially go in there as well. So we'll see how that works out going forward. Euro, key thing about this is actually found support off the yearly open in red. This light layer level here is the yearly open. We got a bit of a trend line going on. You can see. Yeah, it's all support, it's deviation. Once we step back into it, hold above it, bullish price action, play back to the quarterly level and squeeze it back to 1.1, which is a macro mid-range. And then once we get back up, any deviation above it, we can re-enter into a trade, playing it for higher prices, going for these highs into the top end of the upper band of the range highs itself. And that's pretty much it for when it comes to Euro. But gotta give it some time. Problem is, right, when it comes to Bitcoin, it's a bearish month. It is a bearish month, so I don't really want to be messing about too much. But let's see what's going on. Now with Bitcoin, I'm bullish on many things, but the first thing I'm not here to say, yo, listen, I'm bullish because it's halving is a couple of months away, blah blah. I'm not gonna give you that nonsense. I'm gonna go straight to the point and explain my thesis on the whole thing. But to do that, I want to do a top-down analysis, right? Now, what is a top-down analysis? It's basically I work from the higher time frame all the way down lower and see what's at hand, right? And this will give me more of a storyline of what is going on, right? So if I look at this is the yearly, right? Let me just get it wider. At least you guys can see it a bit more. It's much more pleasant to the eye. That's the yearly open, right? Well, it's flat body candle, so it's not very good, to be honest, as well, to have a flat body candle as it is. And what's capping the market really? It's this low over here, right? It's pretty much like an order block, you can call it as well. So lost this level there. It's a resistance factor there. So to me, the first thing I'm going to mark out is that low over here. Okay, let me just get a line. and this is a low here. All right, so that's a key thing of a key level. I don't want to make it that far. There we go. So mark this as pink, right? I'm gonna mark that as 2021 low. Okay. It's gonna be a bunch of lines on the chart there. I do recommend having separate charts for different things, for higher time frame, lower time frame kind of thing, because it was a question that was asked today actually by a good friend of mine as well, and he was asking about like was it today? Yeah, it was like not today. It was a couple of days ago actually, not too long ago, a week or 2 weeks ago, whatever. It's asking about like in regards to the chart itself, like how can you differentiate all these different lines? My response to that is like, look, as we unfold, we're gonna have like 8, 9, 10 different lines as well, all having different meaning as well, working down lower time frame. So I do recommend having one like a chart for higher time frame, a chart for lower time frame, another chart for like scalping, all this kind of thing, just so you can break it down. But I'm gonna level mark all these levels out to explain a few things, right? So that's the first thing that actually shows me as resistance as well. Okay, so the second thing is I can also look at is this low, this high over here, and this low here. We are stuck within this range. It's like a range bound environment. So if I were to mark out a Fibonacci from this high to this low and mark out 2021's low, I'm gonna change that color actually. I'm gonna change that color. I want to make it into like a lilac color, right? Maybe a bit more darker. There we go. You'll see why. There we go. All right, then that's, so we've got that. Got the high. And the mid range comes in at 31,850. Okay. Let's mark that as 2022 mid range and 31,850, right? 31,850. Too many numbers there. Jesus Christ. Copy this. Paste that. Mark out this Cortex as 2022 high. And 2022 low. Okay. Everyone with me so far? Nice and easy. And if I'm going too fast and it's not making any sense, please do say so. Like, yo, dang, what the fuck are you talking about, right? And I'm more than happy to reiterate myself and explain things there. Okay. So if I look at this, right, you see this wick as well. Where do we find resistance? All right. I know the key lows is this level here. That's 2021's range low, right? That's the key low that's acting as resistance. But the second thing is also acting as resistance, the mid range. If I look at the high right at the top over here, right, these number over here, just look where the high comes into. The high comes in at 31,862. 31,850 is the mid range. So he literally just kissed it by $12 and then decided to reject off it. So that's going to be a key factor already off the bat, which means that if we can get back above the mid range, we can start looking to play back into the range highs, right? Because that's where liquidity is resting, and there's liquidity resting here. So could we go back down to 2022's low? I don't know, but we'll work this out level to level and see what the potential plays is from lower time frame itself. So I do not at the yearly perspective. We've still got 3 months to go. It's at resistance. Okay, so that's going to be a key factor now. So drop it down to the 3 months. What do we have? Start to tell us, right? We played from the high back to the mid, from the mid back down to the low, from the low play back down to the high. The mid range, right, in my 6 years of trading itself, right, one thing is I always like to take profits at the mid range, and I like to see how things go. If we hold above this and reclaim this level, bullish price action, higher highs, higher lows, and then we can start playing between 75% of the range as a target, and essentially looking at liquidity of here and the liquidity of here. All right, that's what I would like to see. So it needs to reclaim that, but we're far away from it. So I'm talking about 31,850, and we're at 26,136, which is literally about what, about 5 grand difference or so, just over 5.5 grand. So it's a long way to go, but nevertheless, what can we see from the quarterly? Where are we stuck at? Right, so we are stuck at between this high right there mark that as green, to this low. We've taken out last quarter's high, and this is last quarter's low. So last quarter's low hasn't been taken out. Do we do that or not? If we are, how do we actually look for a trading scenario there? Okay, so that's the first thing there. So we haven't taken it out, but we're taking out this high there. All I know is right off the bat, if I get above the 2021's low, which is 31,850, I can look for longs going to back to where? Back into the range high off a quarterly point of view. And then we'll see what happens at the 2022 mid-range at 31,850. We got some time to work on that. I don't even know, right? So working down this level to level. If I want to do a range bound environment as well, where does the mid-range comes into? The mid-range comes into at 28,096. 28,096.84. Jeez, that's just, I don't even do full stops properly. So you can see that it's very minor, right? But for the sake of the argument, I'm gonna leave there. I'm gonna leave that because already I know this is gonna be a key factor, a key level right there. So two things, right? We are stuck between these area, between the mid-range of last quarter's mid and last quarter's low. If you reclaim above this and hold above it, I know it's an easy trade to go back into last quarter's high. If we lose last quarter's low, then it's an easy trade to go back down to this high over here, which comes in around 21,456-ish. So these are the plans I can do, but we've got time, so it does mean that I need to narrow this down because the price actions, it's a couple of grands really. So I know I've got what I've got at the moment. Look at the monthly itself, and then I can start narrowing things a bit more lower, right? A bit more in smaller time frame before we get to the weekly and work our way to the daily now. Now, the monthly, it's slightly different. I've got ranges again. What range do I have? I like to look at something. What low is capping this whole market? Some people might pick out this low over here. Some people might pick out this low or this low or this low. Which low would you cap? For me, as a secret, I'm gonna give to you guys, right? I like to look at one candle. One candle does the whole trick for me as well. So I look at this low over here and this high over here. So already, what that is, this is April's range. So you can see, if I mark this out, I'm gonna go into lower time frame just for the sake of argument's sake. Onto the daily, right? If we get back above, let me just mark this level here. That's April's low, April's high, April's mid-range. If we get back above April's mid-range, April's low, hold that level there. I'm looking for liquidity. These fair value gaps over here, going back into the mid-range. From the mid-range, I'm going to see how it holds. We get back above, play the longs all the way back to April's high. That's what I'm looking for. So I've got a trade over here and a trade over here that I can play this on the thing from one level to another level. That's the key level now, right? That will give me straight away confirmation. So if I got confirmation, then I know exactly that, hang on a second, if it's supposed to be bearish, right, why are we reclaiming this range low? You understand me? So if we are supposed to be bearish, what could also happen is pushes up, finds resistance, breaks down, and then we start looking for lower prices. That's a possibility. I'm not going to rule that out. Like, although I'm leaning on the bullish side, which I'll talk about in just a moment, I'm just working my way up there. I'm just like setting the whole picture out there to break things down, because if you are looking to trade as well, and I'm assuming many of you guys are looking to actually become traders or be successful or even try it out and see how it goes, get in time and ready for the bull run. Many reasons you guys could be actually looking at charts and stuff like that. I do understand it's difficult. It's not an easy thing. To bear in mind, I've been doing this for 6 years. Like my mentor SC, shout out to SC as well. He's been doing it for like 11-12 years. I mean, like, I swear to God, this guy he's on another level, right, when he does it as well. So that's the whole thing is it does take time, and I can understand the frustration it can happen from losing. And what I would recommend as well is if you are going to trade with real money, like obviously set up a demo, right? Nothing's financial advice, I have to say that. Obviously, don't want to get sued. Some madness going on with this whole what's going on. I don't know. I don't freaking out. But anyway, I don't want to get sued by because like you guys are thinking that this is all financial financial advice. It's not. Do try with a demo account first as well before putting real money. And if you are going to put real money in, just manage your risk. Try to understand that as well, and play level to level. Keep things as easy as possible as well. Okay, anyway, that's it. Actually, you know what, there's quite a number of guys here I haven't even give a shout out. Let's see, we got freaking Trade with ND, what's going on? John Kaboosh, Cam couldn't handle your good looks, bro. I think I fucked up the camera with my spots on my face, some shit, bro. I played fucking FIFA earlier and I got banged out, man. Oh my god, I've never felt so humiliated by a 17-year-old kid. I didn't know what to say. Like, he was talking shit, and this kid, right, I swear to god, like I remember him in nappies, innit? I used to bully the kid as well, here and there and whatnot. And next thing is, right, like, he comes around, he goes to college near my place, finished college a bit late, gives me a call, it's like, oh, can I come round? I'm like, yeah, man, let's chill in it. So, and I don't have FIFA, I ain't played FIFA in a long time, so I went to go buy FIFA because of him. We're sitting in the office, we're playing, and my god, it's so different. Number one, it's been like a good 3-4 years since I last played. It's very, very different. And like, he didn't 5-0 me, but yeah, man, I thought, what a fucking headache. What a fucking headache. But anyway, so that's why I'm a little bit late doing the stream. I do apologize for that. Anyway, we got Bon Biggie in the house, man. Big love to you as well. Got Musa, evening to you, my brother. Richard's here. Good to see you again, brother. You got Muhammad, wa alaikum salam, brother. Shaz is in the house. Shout out to Shaz as well. Shaz is a good lad as well. Let me just plug his ass in as well. He's a good kid. I've actually recently met him as well. Lovely guy. Him and another guy called Kazi as well. Not too long. I'm gonna plug him in. I always love to actually put my fellow friends in there. Shaz SMM, give him a follow as well. Show some love to him as well. He's a good kid, really, really good guy as well. So shout out to Shaz. Who else do we have as well? We got Michael Gaffrey Khalil. Thoughts on CPI tomorrow? I don't know, man. To be honest, right, it might come hotter than expected. That's true. To be honest, with CPI and all these data and stuff like that, I don't know. It's one of those things. It has to come out for us to assess it. But I do see dollar index being bearish, honestly speaking, as well. That's my opinion there. Michael Gaffrey. What's good? What's good, my bro? Mike's in the house as well. Good to have you here. And Joe Crate. Got many more, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Really have a lot of love for you guys as well. So, like, if you guys have any comments or any questions, by all means, ask away as well. So, yeah, back to the question at hand. We're talking about, I think, April's range. So, for confirmation now, right, we need to really get back above April's range, right? That's the key level here. That will be a confirmation for me to say for higher prices, going up into these highs and potentially going into the mid-range. So we've got a long way to go. Now, what can I do, right, to actually help me with my bullish thesis? Now, I can narrow this down a lot more, well, from the monthly, a lot more to it. I am going to actually just mark out one level instead of actually putting too many lines, right, because then it becomes too many ranges upon ranges upon ranges. I'm only put one level here. And the level I'm going to put in is April's low. That's my key level here. So if I put that as purple, mark that out as April's low, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Purple low, what the fudge? April's low. Right? Now, what I'm also looking at, right, to see where price is acting up, because you can see, right, that, we're below it here. Do we have anything that you can give us some sort of a bullish idea as well? So another thing I want to add on is the monthly open. You always got to add on the monthly open. That's that there. Let me put this as turquoise. And monthly open. Just to differentiate from April's low. That's all it is, okay? Cool, so that's the monthly open. Drop it down to the weekly. What the fuck do we have here? Well, one thing's for certain, right? As you can see, remove all the lines just to get it all clear up. We've got a bunch of freaking low body candles. One thing I do remember as a trader, oh, I will always remember as a trader as well, is that when you get small body candles, right, it builds up. Price action is consolidating, right? Price is consolidating within this area here. small body candle right here for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 week. This is the 4th week. Do we get an expansion to the upside or expansion to the downside? I don't fucking know. But there is gonna be a blow off really soon coming in the coming time. Actually, in my opinion as well. So critiques in the house as well, man. Evening to you. But yeah, so we're looking for something to actually give us an idea. Are we gonna go for longs or not? But I can see, this low here on the weekly is a key low to me, because on Twitter I was saying this, right, that this low here acting as support for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. This is now the 5th week. We open at support. We dip down, taking out all these lows over here, and we're pushing up to the upside there. So that's the thing is, if this low, as long this, and I said to, I think it was on a Saturday or Sunday, so I think it was Sunday actually. I said on a Sunday on Twitter, as long we close above this low, I'm okay for looking for longs. Now I was in a long and I had a stop loss. I think it was over here, over there. No, over here, this low over here. I got stopped out. All right, I got wrecked. It is what it is. Not wrecked as in like, yeah, all in, but like I got stopped out. I don't like getting stopped out. It bugs me the most as well, because I don't like losing. But I mean, who does? But that's the game for you as well. Go look for it for the next one. So that's the key factor. A second thing, so number one, right, going on a weekly, why am I bullish? That is holding support. That's number one. Number two, why am I on bullish, right, is that if I look at market structure, so you guys may have heard me talk about market structure a few times. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. For those who are new or don't even know what higher high, higher low is, what I'm talking about market structure, think about it this way, okay? You know your girlfriend or your wife, right? When she goes out, she looks stunning, right? MashaAllah. I mean, I gotta lower my gaze. I'm a Muslim. I shouldn't be looking at another woman, but she looks beautiful, right? But she don't really look like that, innit? She's got like makeup and stuff like that to make herself look stunning. Lipsticks. She got freaking eyelashes. Maybe, I don't know what they do these days as well. They're doing a lot of things anyway to actually make themselves look different. I've seen videos of some Chinese girls, man, got sellotape underneath their chin to tuck their chin in, so it doesn't look like they got like a foreneck thing going on as well. It's mad. I don't know why I'm watching that, to be honest as well. But like, I've seen this happen. This is on freaking on YouTube Shorts, man. I get some mad shit goes up over there. But yeah, so like, but to make yourself look like that, there's all this. There's a lot of things. I believe there's like, I don't know if there's any ladies in the house. Cryptique is one as well. But like, you got foundation, you got mascara, you got all these other stuff as well, blush, and there's a lot of stuff that goes on to make themselves look like that. It's the same principle, right? You've got the market structures that in that same instance. Well, to make it look good, you have to have higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, which means this high, right? So this is the low, right? If this is the low, that low can't be lost. If it does, it means like the freaking eyelashes come off, for example, right? And if the eyelash is coming off, it's all coming down, right? It all collapses. So what that means, this is what we call a low. That is a higher high, because the price action over here, it could have been like this, for example, right? And so this high gets broken, market structure is broken, and goes to the upside. As long as this high holds, right? If I'm looking for bullish market structure, I want to see price action get above this high and show me higher highs. So the pullback is the higher low, because this low over here is higher than that low, so it becomes a higher low. And when we break this higher high, that becomes a new higher high, and any pullback will become the next higher low, because that low is higher than this low over here. And that's bullish market structure. Bearish market structure is when we break down and we lose that, and then that becomes the lower low, because that low is lower than this low. And then any push up could be the higher low, because the lower high, because this high is lower than this high, and then makes new lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And that's market structure for you. All right, that's a quick rundown of a market structure for you. Hopefully it helps out there. So going back into what we were talking about, because we just freaking got distracted because of freaking market structure. It's simply this. 1 second there. I mean, I know you guys are cracking up and shitting it. Hassan, what's going on, brother? Hassan H, is that you, bruv? Is that Richmond, bruv? Well, if you are Richmond, right, you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it out there, because like only the Hassan that I'm thinking about knows Richmond. Well, what Richmond is, isn't it? Big man, it's good to have you here, brother. Yes, Hassan. How you doing, brother, man? It's been a while. I need to calm down, bro. If you're down, I think I'm gonna pop around tomorrow. I'm gonna pop around tomorrow and I'll come say salam to you as well, man. I miss you. I miss you guys, man. I really fucking miss you. You're a sick geezer. Shout out to my boy Hassan. Plug in your freaking Twitter as well. I want to feed you in there as well, man. But yeah, so that's so talking about going back to market structure, right? I get distracted a lot, man. I think that's the autism in me there, the ADHD, and then never been diagnosed properly. So this is the low. This is the higher high, right? Higher low, higher high. We take out these highs. Bullish market structure. That's the higher high. This is now the higher low because this low is higher than this low over here. Then it becomes a new higher high over here. I'm taking out the whole leg. That's the higher low. That's the higher high. Because this high is higher than this high. Which means as long this low holds, right, we're good to go. Now, someone might be a smart ass and try to say to me, but thank you, the perp is looking like this and the perp and that. Look, I'm just looking at the structure when it comes to spots, okay? Perps is perps, right? You get sometimes you get scammy wicks and all that kind of stuff and whatnot. But I'm just looking at market structure on a simple chart. It's a spot chart. I get it. If it was supposed to be the same, why did not do that? The thing is with perps, what I've noticed as well, like when they run you off, they run you off quite hard. Okay, but if we close below here, all right, and you close below here, it's a breaking market structure, which now becomes a lower low, and a pullback is a signal for me to short back into where? Target 1, looking for liquidity, and potentially going back into these areas here and take out these lows there. So which is not very good as well. So you gotta, it's a scary moment. I get it. It's a very scary moment. People are shitting themselves as well. You know, like I get it. Like, you know, like if you haven't traded or whatnot, or this is the first time you're in the market, or you got PTSD from the last bull market as well. I get it. You know, like strap on. Don't worry. Like just hang in there, right? So while this low holds in place, and that low is actually holding on the weekly level as well, and we're showing consolidation there. Eventually, we're gonna have to break out to the upside and shoot up higher, or break down on the downside, and we can take a short, whichever side it is. But I'm leaning bullish because the market structure is intact. Number one, we got, what else do we say? A weekly range low. The weekly low over here. This SR is holding intact. That's the second thing. And the third thing is, right, I'm not much of an RSI guy, but Hassan is, isn't it? So correct me if I'm wrong, brother. Right, indicators, right? Because I remember, like, Hassan Bhai was talking about freaking indicators with me and stuff like that as well, and he used like bullish divergences and stuff like that, which is kind of mad. I have a mad respect for it, a very profound respect for it as well. But anyway, what we're looking at, like when it comes to RSIs, this band over here, from my understanding, this is a range high and that's a range low. Price tends to respect within this area here. We have deviation to the upside and deviation to the on the downside, and deviation on the upside, but price is still respected of this RSIs all the way there. Okay, now if you look in these areas here, for example, this area here, let's start with this area here. This area here was a range low. We run these lows there, does the deviation, steps back into the range, right around here in these areas, starts to make higher highs until right over here, these candles right there, start coming back down, and it range bound here. Now, yes, it does have a breakout to the upside, and there's a deviation right in this area here, and price pulls back into the range lows. And where does the range lows comes into? Right over these lows over here. So it pretty much quite respects one another. So the range low here, if I draw the line, you can see it's just around that area. This candle right here. Can you see it? So they're in line with one another. And then we find the lows and we push up, and price start holding up. And yet price is coming down, and we pull back up. We have a spike up, makes the highs over there. We come back down, does the deviation over here, and we're holding this level there. So I'm expecting RSIs to push up these highs. Does that mean we're gonna go all the way to 40k, 50k, 60k? I'm not calling that shit. I'm not doing that. I'm just literally just calling what I see, right? I'm just going to talk about the price action level to level, and which is why we did the top-down analysis. Like, you know, like why we actually did all this whole malarkey on the what you call it, like these malarkeys, right? So we got levels to play, right? Which means, like I said, if we get above this level here, which we'll talk about in a moment, play the fucking longs. If we don't, and we come into here, and RSI starts breaking down, play the fucking shorts. So play it, ping pong it up and down. That's all we gotta do. It's pretty much simple. Hopefully that makes it easy. If you don't understand that, please, you know, put your hand up. Well, not put your hand up, I wouldn't be able to see, but just say so, and hopefully that will help out. So that's what I'm looking at. Now let's go back to the weekly, right? Because this is, right, a very bullish market structure. It is September. September has been one of the bearish, or like a very bearish moment in time. And weirdly enough, right, I promised myself not to be not to be bullish in September. Reason why: in 2017 September, I bought the top because the next day was a China FUD. 2018, I built an account up, a small account, back, you know, to what I was proud of the numbers. I was bullish in September 2018, and I liquidated the account. And I made myself like, nah, never again. So to be bullish again, it's I don't know how I'm doing it, but nevertheless, we can just work this out as a range band environment. And what am I looking at, right? One more range, and then that will be it. Is what candle is capping the lows and what candle is capping the high? To me, it's this low here. That low is acting as support, and that high is acting as resistance. So you can see this low as support. This high is resistance. We haven't retested it one more time again. So we'll see what happens there. Which means that if we break above it and hold above it, that's your confirmation for target. And if we actually hold this level and reclaim it, then we can go for higher prices using April's range. That's the bullish side. The bearish play is if we can break down, then we're looking for the shorts there. I have to accept that. So let's see what we got in hand now. All right, let me draw my Fibonacci here, and I can narrow this down into more of a trade, back and forth, and how do we play this out, okay? So that's that. Mark is orange, as is my range, right? So let's just work this out in a smaller time frame. Go into the daily, see what the daily is saying. And you can see the daily, we're acting, where we find a resistance. We're finding resistance at the mid-range. This mid-range here. We've done the deviation of the mid-range, right? So let me actually do this. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, let's do on the 4 hours. Go on the 4 hours. Range high, range low, and mid-range. Okay, and I'm also going to mark out the monthly open. That's it. So, as you can see, we play from low to high. Whoopsie daisy. Let me change the color. Low to high, back into the mid-range. Found resistance. We've done the deviation. Once we step back into it, a quick dump, play back to lows, range banded here, done a deviation of the mid-range, deviation of the range lows itself, and we cleanly closed during Asia's time itself, back into the mid-range. Now, if I want to look for longs, which I am, because we're taking out liquidity over here, there's this area here. Let me break this up. This area here is a fair value gap, right? We filled out a partial amount as well. We've still got a little bit left over to fill out this area here, and we've got some more fair value gaps right over here as well to fill out. But I'm only going to talk about the range itself as a day trade and how you can actually do this throughout the week itself, and looking for expansions, and we'll talk about that as we go along. I'm not going to go up too much as well because I do want to give myself content for next week. The plan is actually to do a stream on BTC and Ethereum, and tomorrow I'm looking to do a plan on alts itself. So I'll tweet it out when I'm actually going to go live and whatnot. It's probably be in the evening time. Hopefully not this late, because I ain't going to play fucking FIFA again, man. I gave the fucking game to my cousin. I'm like, take this shit with you, man. I was like, I'm not playing this shit. And then he had the fucking audacity to go to me. He's like, yo, listen, I think you need to practice, bro. I mean, I don't hit kids in it, but he was asking for a smack, you know what I mean? But you know, I love it. I love it when like youngsters as well have confidence. So good for him as well. I mean, I bullied him bare time when he was young too. So good for him. He's 17 years old. Sorry, it's not 17. I think it's 16 or some shit like that. 16, 17. Same age as my sister. But yeah, anyway, go back into this. So what am I looking for longs now? Right, for longs itself, we come down to like above the bullish, the monthly open is bullish, right? Below is bearish. So as a trade, what I'm looking for, any pullback into this level here, into the monthly open, as long we can do a little bit of a deviation there, but as long as we hold the mid range there, this monthly open here, get back above the mid range, this will start giving me vibes and confirmation to go for higher prices. Confirmation here. Whatever the deviation is, you can go use stop loss here, take out here as target 1, going all the way back into target 2 at the range high. That's all we're looking for, nothing else. From the range highs, there's going to be two things going to happen. Number one, does it actually do a deviation and steps back in? All right, I'm going to leave a portion of my trade at the thing at range high, just in case we do a breakout. But in case you like, I haven't closed it all off, and we start making lower lows, a break in market structure, right? Deviation of the range highs, find resistance at the range high, mix lower lows, right, and lower highs. I will cut the longs and look for a short to play back to where? Back into the mid range. And from the mid range as target 1, looking at the monthly open and see if we hold above the monthly open. And if we do so, like that, I'll cut the rest of the longs. If not, we get back below. I'm looking for the tertiary targets will be the range low. And that's just ping ponging it up and down. That's all I'm doing. And at the range lows, let the deviation happen. Get back and hold above it. Bullish price action. Back into the monthly open. Into the mid range to range high. That's how you ping pong it. That's all it is, right? That's number one. Number two is my favorite one, will be the breakout to the upside. If we hold above it, shows me higher highs, higher lows. I'm looking for liquidity here and liquidity over here. You can front run it as here as a target, but essentially liquidity, and that's all it is. 28.1k, which means if I bring up the other values, if we do something like this and we find support at the thing which, let me just mark this out. This is April's low, isn't it? Remember I talked about April's low? Oopsie daisy. One. What does this mean if I delete that? That's why you have different charts for different things. What does this mean? Higher prices, oopsie daisy, to go up higher. So you can play back into this level here, right? Which is the range high comes in just below the April's low, because it could be a retest and then sell off, or it could just be, hopefully speaking, if we're going to be bullish, that all this was a deviation of April's low, and we step back into April's range and we play the April's range, looking for the mid range and the range high, and that's all it is. That's all it is. I have explained on the last stream in regards to the similarities of actually I think it's on Twitter actually. Yeah, it's on Twitter. I did this as well. You guys can see this as well. Where was it? Yeah, BTC bullish view. My opinion on why I'm bullish. I'm using a fractal on my idea. September the 10th as well. This was like 2 days ago. So you guys can check out that video. I'm not gonna reiterate that again, but that's my view if we are gonna look for bullish scenarios there. So that's BTC. I was gonna do Ethereum, but it's literally gone in 43 minutes as well, and I'm gonna need some more time to do Ethereum. But I'll do Ethereum on tomorrow's session itself, looking at potential plays. But yeah, well, that's what we're looking for as well. Now, yeah, that's what it is. I mean, just to quickly alliterate as well. I mean, I didn't even trade this. I was watching this. I didn't even trade it. It was fucking stupid as well. But I'm gonna show you something, right? This is where like I had a potential play, but I didn't take it. What you got here, yeah? You see this low over here, right? I was looking for potentially, do we swipe this low as a swing failure and get back up and play up higher? But I didn't pull the trigger. But there was something else as well. I just want to show. I just want to bring this up. You see this down candle over here? There's an order block right over here. The last down candle sent the market back up, and all we did is we find support off it and we get back up. And even if I go on to the 15 minutes, right? Drop that there to the 15. You can see. Even on the 15 minutes, all we did, support, deviates it, run these lows over there, hold support, breaks up, and off we go. So I had my opportunity to take the longs yesterday. I didn't pull the trigger there. Never mind. I'm looking for a long today. Well, today or tomorrow, where if it sets up and for me to play. Okay, and that's pretty much it. All comes down to the monthly open. We're above the monthly open. Let's play for highs. Key point is just to reiterate it again. Target one. Well, key targets will be in this particular area here. We step back above. Let's play for fucking higher prices. And the key point is I want to actually also touch bases. Look where we found resistance. This is the quarterly. This is the quarterly mid range. Quarterly mid range. The deviation of 2021's low. So this area here is going to be key resistance. We're gonna have to work it out. We're gonna have to work it out. But you've got your plans looking for to play for higher prices and whatnot. Okay. Hopefully that helps, guys. Any questions before I head off? Grab a cigarette too as well. I haven't even smoked through the stream. Bloody hell! What the fuck, man? I think I'm ill. It's just weird not having my face there. I mean, like, it's not like I like seeing my face, but I've done it for like all my streams. I've done it with my face there, but for the first time, well, second time already as well. I'm not doing it. Let me figure this out. Never mind. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, tomorrow I'm looking to do the alt session itself. So do pay attention to the tweets on Trader Dank. If I mean, oh yeah, by the way, I should say so. I don't do this enough as well. Hit the likes as well. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for tuning in. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. And we'll do an alt session. And yeah, any alts that you have, you can put it in the comments below of the video, or put it in on Twitter on the tweet for it as well. And I'll look to pick out a couple of alts itself, and we can just talk this on a regular basis as well. Okay, that's it, guys. Have a great evening. Enjoy your night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.